Hi everyone, Omeza here. Welcome to another free Excel dashboard tutorial right here on YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful and highly dynamic interactive Excel dashboard from the scratch. You know my style of creating dashboard. I come away with another very awesome Excel dashboard again. Before we go further in creating this Excel dashboard, let me show you a little bit about the functionality of this Excel dashboard before you actually know what you're about to delve into. Now, if we look at what we have right here, we have some slices right here that can actually help us to filter through our data on a monthly basis and on a yearly basis as well. So right now, we're actually trying to analyze data based on what? On sales reps. Now, if I choose this sales rep right now, the picture is going to change and everything you see, all the KPI you're seeing right here is all about the sales rep. This is the whole sales of every sales reps, but based on the selected sales rep, this is the sales, and this is the profit, this is the cost of goods sold, the profit, and this is the best product the particular sales rep is selected is selling. And we have target set for every sales rep based on the year. We have right here in 2015 we have target set for it, so the target is actually 18.4%, and the sales rep was able to meet the target by 23.4% on sales. Now if you go down to this particular 2018 right here, what we're gonna see now is that the target was not met at all. Now this is actually 70% target being placed, so the sales rep was able to meet just 0.3%. so if I go right here and select another sales rep, you can see what we are having. We have everything changed, but we can see on a sales level, this particular sales rep actually take up 16.3%. so let us see more information about the sales rep being selected right here. Now you can see more information about the sales rep. In 2018, Cassandra Brando sales on target went down by 69.69% and contributed 16.3 to the overall sales compared to other sales rep. So this is awesome. And now we are trying to show the cumulative sales, so you can actually go and select another sales rep, which is gonna be this particular sales rep right here. Guess what happens right here? It's telling us that this sales rep is a top rated seller, which actually contributed 31.9%. Now what we're going to be concerned ourselves about right now is creating this from the scratch. So now from the scratch is what we're going to do to create this. So let's see what we can do to get better at that. So right now let us meet in the next part of this particular tutorial, where I actually show you how to create the background and stuff like that, and we start to do this ASAP. Alright, welcome to the other side of this Excel dashboard tutorial here on YouTube. So now what you just seen right here is just a bunch of shapes that you can see it. So I'm going to Ctrl Z to take it back, and here is just a shape, and we have this image right, or this icon right on it. So it's something you can do. It's very simple and easy. Just copy my style. So you're going to be having this downloaded, so just take a look at how I actually make everything up. And now it is time to go and make the analysis straight up. If you've never been to this channel before, kindly consider subscribing, as you're going to be having a lot to explore right on my channel. A lot of tutorial about Excel dashboard and other aspects of data analytics that you can actually avail yourself the opportunity to actually take a good look at. So just come to the dashboard YouTube channel right here and avail yourself the opportunity of learning more about Excel. Okay, let's go back to our main work. So right now here is the data set we're going to be using for this particular dashboard. It's all about transactional data. So what we're going to be doing right now is just to click right here. Already I have it in a table format, so just click right on this design and make sure you rename this. So I've already renamed this to sales data. So the sales data I have right here, I'm gonna go right to this particular aspect right here. If I want to get this, now what I need to do, I don't need to use the old way I used to actually bring my pivot table right here, because I use pivot table and formula. All just gotta do just to press Alt NV. That is all you just need to do. Alt NV will help us to pop this out. And what you can do right now is just to say, okay, you want to type in the name of the table, sales data. So if I hit enter, now my pivot table is here. So now that we have the pivot table already here, so what we're gonna do right now is just to actually make sure, let me show you what we're about to get into. So what you'll be doing now is this. So we're going to be learning how to create this kind of chart for the target and all of that. There are so many ways to visualize the target and stuff like that, but this is awesome. Like, it's some kind of crazy, very cool. This kind of chart will make you to actually get what you want to really present to your post to be some kind of different than what other persons had done in the organization before. So now we're going to learn how to create this kind of chart. Now here is your word, here is your sales, and here is the target line. So the target line here is carrying 40%, while this is carrying 34.1%. So let's see how we can get it done conformably. Okay, right now we're gonna hit back to the right sheet. Now here we go. Now we have this right here. For the first time, I'm gonna go right in this particular end right here and drag the sales date down right here. So I'm just gonna click on it. So if I have the date right here, what I'm gonna do right now, I can see it grouped, but I'm not much satisfied with the group I have right here. So let me show you how to ungroup and regroup this again and again. So I'm going to actually, oh sorry for that, I clicked on, okay, it has been ungrouped. So now I want to group it together again. So I'm going to click on group and group it by quarter, yearly, and even days. Then if I hit OK, right now here we go. You've just known how to group. So what I need is just the year. I'm going to get everything away from here out of this space because I don't need them. So I'm getting this away from here. I don't need months as well, so all I need is year. So now I have it. So I just want to see this on year, not just on rollable. So I'm gonna click on design and go to the kind of layout I really want. So from tabular form, it's gonna show that. So right now, do I require this particular one right here? So the grand total is not needed. I'm gonna right click and say remove grand total. That is all from here. So we're gonna actually get in our sales right in here, but before then, let's see what a sales rep can do. So we're gonna locate the sales rep. Okay, here the sales rep, and it's gonna go across the column. Right here we have our sales rep. So we don't need the grand total for sales rep. I'm gonna turn it off as well. Now we are looking for the sales. So now click back right here, and here you come, the sales is gonna be here. And this time around, this sales is not gonna be on sales like this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna highlight everything. And do I need to just right click? Yes, of course. Right click and show value as no percentage of column total. Now this is what I really wanted. I'm gonna actually hit Ctrl+1 to actually make sure I have it on 1 decimal. Then if I say OK, there we go. Now this is exactly what we want, but something is missing. We just need to go and create that. For the first time, we kind of go right to the top level right here, down here, and here is my dashboard. So on the dashboard, I'm gonna go to developer. If you don't have developer, try it as much as you go to activate it by right clicking. You go to what customize ribbon, like click on customize ribbon. You're gonna see a pop-up right now. Here we go. You see a developer tab right here, just click it and click OK. There you're gonna have it. So right now I'm gonna click on developer, and right here I'm gonna go on insert. So what do I want to install? Is it a scroll bar or whatever? Now I'm gonna install a combo box. So the combo box is gonna go this way. Okay, I'm gonna go that way. I'm gonna install my combo box right here. Okay, if you have it downloaded, you're gonna see how we formatted everything nicely. Just for the purpose of this tutorial, we might not really do some kind of cool thing the way it should be. So right now this is the combo box. We're gonna actually populate this combo box with names. Now I'm gonna click and go back, and now this time around I'm gonna go back to my analysis page right here, and here we go. So this is the names I need. Do I really have to go by actually copying this? I guess no. What I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna actually count how many names is just for. I'm gonna say okay. From here, 1 2 3 4. So I'm gonna tap my equal to and use this function called transpose. So let's see what transpose does. I'm gonna actually select this whole range here, and I'm gonna have to close this and Control Shift Enter will help me get it down right here. So why did I use transpose to do this way? because I really want every single time this particular aspect here changes, I want to actually have an effect right here as well. That was why I use transpose this way. So now if this changes, it's going to change along with this as well. So now I can now go back to my dashboard, and actually from here I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to go format control. So from format control I'm going to go to input range. At the input range, here we go, and now I'm going to have this as my input. The next thing is the cell. So the cell is going to be this particular top cell right here. Is going to be the one, and how many in the drop down is just for, and I want the photo appear as soon as I click on it. So right now I can actually make my choice to click on this, and here we go, I have the first one, right? So let's go back to the source and see what it is. So the first one is what I just want to say, okay, selected right here, selected. Okay, if I say selected, I can actually have this colored so that we can actually know that we are selecting something now. I can give it this kind of color, and I'm gonna put it on white and have it bold. So what are we selecting is what I want to specify right now. So what are we selecting? I'm going to actually determine that by index. So the index is looking for the array. So what is gonna be the array? The array is gonna be from here, right? Is it from here? Let's see. I'm gonna say comma, and if I just do this, it's gonna be wrong. So we don't need to select from here. What we need is just to come right here and make sure we are selecting from this range down to this range. Exactly. So it's comma, and we need this particular one here, and we close it. We hit enter. So what are we selecting? We are selecting the first one, which is one and Amanda. If I Anna, Andretti, or wherever, if I actually go to the third one right here, you see this one changes, and here we go, the third one has been selected right here. So right now what I'm gonna do right now is just to come to this particular end. I'm gonna actually name this to be what? To be link. I'm gonna say name link, so we can remember this every single time, right? Name link is what I named it. So now it is time to start making the real work right now to create the kind of chart we want to create. Okay, to create a kind of chart you've seen, I'm gonna say this is chart points. Okay, chart points. So now we're gonna create a kind of chart you've seen right there. I'm gonna say point 1, point 1 and point 2, so down to point 3 right here, point 3, and I'm gonna say half chart. So the half chart, I'm gonna say 70 here, 70%. So first of all, all I need to do is just to pre-format this into percentage, which is gonna be cool. You can get a percentage right here and make sure you remove anything extra decimal. It's cool. So here is gonna be my 70%, it's gonna be my 30%, and it's gonna be my 20%. So do we have 170? Oh, my 10%, my 20, and here is gonna be my 10%. So now we are having 100%. So now I'm gonna give this as 100%, and let's see what we have right here, what we can do with this. For the first time, I'm gonna actually highlight the whole stuff and create the kind of chart I really want to create with this, and you're gonna see how awesome this will look. So we can click on this, and we have this chart. What the heck is wrong? What are you gonna do with this? But don't worry, you'll see what we're gonna be doing with this in a jiffy. So right now I have this created. It's not really awesome, this is ugly. So please, if you have this created, don't reshape this, just leave it the way it is. Even though if you're going to resize this later, it's going to be later. So I'm going to double click on it. So once I have a double clicked, and here we go, I can actually click on this and go ahead and remove anything grid line from it. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the grid line, no border, and that is done. So I'm gonna click in right here right now and go here and take off the border. I don't want to see any border on it. That is cool. So if I click right here right now, I want to turn this around. This is the 100, the half what? Let me give you this particular. Okay, now you can see. Okay, sorry, beg your pardon. Now this half chart right here is this. I want to get it away. So what I'm gonna do right now, first of all, before I actually have it off, is gonna be 270 to turn it around. If I hit OK, now here we go. This is what we really have, right? So now I can click on this one alone. Just double click on it, make sure you have it selected. For you to be sure of it being selected, go to fill, and you're gonna be seeing this color this time around. Do you want to turn this to white? I guess no. So what you need to do is just say no fill. Exactly, we have this, right? So if I click back on this, I'm gonna actually have to put this one on what? On 60. So 60, boom. Exactly, this is what we've gotten, right? So the next thing is for we to actually look at what color do we want to give this. But before we go to the color, let's see what the next chart is gonna look like. Okay, fine, we can see we have this already. So for we to create the next chart, what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna actually copy this particular column right here. I'm gonna Ctrl C. But if I do that, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to paste this down right here, but I'm gonna be pasting this now as link. What? Paste link. So if I paste link, what it does is just like it has the same effect with what I really have right here that has some kind of connection to this. So every single time you double click, it's looking at this particular angle. So right now the same thing to this. I'm gonna cancel this. The same thing, if I click on this now, it's looking at this angle right here, which means if this changes, this actually will change. So I'm gonna actually have to put my cells right here, and my target, we go to the top right here, target. So we have a target to be here, so we're gonna be getting our target from here in a jiffy. But before then, let's take care of this now. So now we have this, and I'm gonna actually format this into a percentage. So I'm gonna Control 1 and go to percentage, just give it 1 decimal. Exactly, this is what I want. So right now, to get this right here, we're gonna be using a function called what? We're gonna be using a function called offset. So I'm gonna say equal to offset. It's very simple. Just pay attention to this, you would understand offset. So it's looking for reference. This is our reference here. And now that we've given it to our reference, it's looking for row. Do we want to move any row? No, we don't want to move any row, up or down or so ever. Okay, left or right, we don't want that. So now here we go. It's asking for the column, and the column is going to be determined by this particular cell right here. I remember we named this cell to be something like name link. That is exactly what it is. So now if I have it closed and hit enter, I'm gonna be having the percentage. That is 7.2%, which is this particular one right here. And you see this is what is been selected. So if I actually go and copy this down, so I'm gonna be having this exactly from here. So if I change this to what, to 4, so we're gonna have it changed at the same time. So it's on Kelly William, and you can see it's on this particular column right here. So now this is exactly what we really need to do for the first time. So the second thing is for we to get our what, our percentage of target right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use VLOOKUP to go and catch it up down to this particular end right here. So we're gonna be using this particular lookup value, and I'm gonna say comma, and the table array is where we have our target sitting. So we have it sitting right here, so it's comma. So the next thing is gonna be what? Next is gonna be the second column we want to catch, and we are looking for the exact match. So once I have it closed, I hit enter. There we have it. So do we really have this right? If we go back, exactly. But let's just copy this down and see what happens. Right, this is awesome. We just got it right. This is exactly what we need to do. So we've gotten everything right here right now. Now here is what we're gonna have again. I'm gonna say target cells, and gonna be blank space. Okay, but am I writing them together? So blank space right here. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna be using the VLOOKUP right here to look up for the target. So VLOOKUP is looking up for the target right here. Okay, before we actually start writing our VLOOKUP, else is going to throw out some error, so we need to do something. So let me show you what it is. I'm going to actually hit enter and I'm going to have this error. So I'm going to go to this particular finished one. If you look at it right here, we have this selection where we select our month and stuff like that. So we need to actually get something like this right on our dashboard. So let me show you how we can do that. So here you go. Okay, behind the scene, I've just done this to just limit the kind of time you're going to be spending on this particular video. So now we have it right here. So if we go back to our sales analysis, here we go. So what we're going to be doing right now is just because we want to actually extract which particular year we are selecting. So I'm going to use this particular index, which I've used previously in the aspect before when we started this video. So now this is my index and this is the row number. And if I hit enter right now, what I'm gonna have is that 2015 is being selected. So if we come back to the dashboard right here, we have 2015 selected. For example, I want to select 2018. Now this is what we're gonna be having right here is 2018. So now we can now use our VLOOKUP to get the target for this particular selected year. So now the VLOOKUP is gonna work this way. It's looking for the lookup value, and that is it. And the next thing it's looking for right now is the table array. So what is gonna be this particular table? I'm gonna select everything, and where is the target sitting? It's sitting in the column 3. So now I'm looking for the exact match. If I have it closed and hit enter, here we go, we have this. Because it's not on percentage, so we are having some kind of a weird thing. So I'm gonna actually highlight everything. Control 1 will take me to where I can actually format it on a percentage level. So here we go, nicely we have it just like this, size 70 point what 0.7%. So right now the next thing I'm gonna do right now is do the same thing, but I don't have to reinvent the wheel again. I can actually copy this away from here. So bring it down to this particular aspect right here and just change the column number to what, to second column. So there is a way you can use index to determine this. So I have done this in my other videos, so you can actually take a look at my YouTube channel and get to see what it is that you can actually get. So right now this is what it is. So this is another step we've taken to actually get this done. You're learning about pivot table, and at the same time you're learning about Excel function and how you can use them judiciously on your dashboard. Now for me to get the blank space, I'm gonna say equal to 200%. is always like this. Make sure you use 200% minus this particular sales percentage here. So this is what is gonna give us, wow, some kind of weird number, right? So I'm gonna actually control 1 and go right here and make sure I select just in 1 decimal. It's gonna give me this, and exactly this is what I really want. So now here we go. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now is this. I'm gonna click on this and make sure this is not actually resizing. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna double click on it, and what you need to do is just to come right here and go to properties and say don't size, don't move or size itself. Then that is okay. So now we've gotten this right. So the next thing we're gonna be doing right now is to create another word. Is to create another chart with this. So how am I gonna do that? I'm gonna go right here and just inside a new chart this time around, just like what we've done previously. Something similar to that is what we're gonna be doing right now. Okay, if you look at it, it's some kind of weird, but let's change the number. We can go change the number right here to 1. Now you can see I have this because it's now a wide percentage. So what we're gonna be doing, I'm going to remove any of this away from here. I'm going to be taking this away from here. So the next thing, I'm going to double click on this and actually bring this up. So we shift this particular one to this end right here. Okay, first of all, we have to take off the grid line and we take the border off, and here we go. I'm going to click inside here right now and go to this particular end, and I'm going to turn it around to 270, just like what I've done before, 270, and I'm going to make sure this one now. What am I gonna do? Put it on 60? But no, that is not what I want to do. So first of all, what I want to do right now is this. I'm going to actually just click on this right here. So I'm gonna click on everything and go right to this particular end and say okay, forward for the border. I don't want any border on it. And now I'm gonna actually Control C. Ctrl C and copy it. Now you just Ctrl V as you're actually on the copy twice. Now here is what you have. We've just gotten something like this. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is just to select the first one. Just select the first inner one, like click on it and you're selecting it, and go to the top level right here and say no fill. Then you select the inner one as well and click on what, and click on no fill. This is exactly good. So now we can actually go ahead and say we want to click on this, double click on it and make sure you're having the color right here. Then you say no fill to this. So we have something like this. We are almost there to create the kind of chart we really want to create. Now here are those of what we need. Right now we're gonna be needing a blank space. We're gonna be needing a target line and a blank space after target line and a half circle. So what are we gonna do to get all this? I'm gonna actually make sure I have this selected, and Ctrl 1, we need to actually format it or pre-format it into percentage by just 1 decimal, and here we go nicely. So what we're gonna be doing now is this. So for the timeline, I'm gonna have 1 right here, and now to get a blank space right now, I'm gonna say equal to this particular target minus this particular timeline right here. So what we have is this. This is nice, right? All right, to get the blank after target right now, this is what we're gonna be doing. So I'm gonna say 100%, a 100%. Oh, sorry for that. Equal to 100% minus this particular target line minus this blanks before target. So if I hit enter, it's gonna give us this. So let's see what it is. So Ctrl 1 will make sure we are having this on a single decimal, and it's giving us 82 point something like this. So now we're gonna actually be summing this together. I'm gonna say sum, and we sum the whole thing. It should give us 100%. Exactly 100.0%. So if we take off this particular 0 decimal outfit, it's giving us 100%. So you should get an accurate of 100% after you have everything done. You can rewatch this to understand what we are doing, because we want to get this right. So now we are almost up to create the kind of chart we really want to create. So how do we do this? It is time to get this done. Alright, now that we've gotten this done, so all we just gotta do is to highlight everything and actually go create a kind of chart that can actually fit this. Don't worry, when we make our combination of this chart, you will understand better what it is that we're trying to achieve. So now we've gotten this, I'm gonna actually have to remove all this right now, but exclude this. Have this to direct you towards where you want to go and achieve your aim. Okay, now here we go. So what I'm gonna do right now, you always know. So now I'm gonna have to, okay, fine, still recording. So I'm gonna have to short say no fill, and I'm gonna say no outline. So I'm gonna actually say, okay, for now that we don't have any fill in it. So what I'm gonna do here now is this, so we can see this better. For this particular blank space, I want to remove everything, but before then I'm just gonna click here and I'm gonna say no border. So the border has been off. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now is just to go to this level right here and make sure I'm having this on 270. So it's gonna turn it around. Exactly, this is where I went. So right now that we have it turned on 270 right now, so the next thing I'm gonna do right away is just to click on this particular half circle. Here's my half circle. Make sure you're selecting that alone. If you are selecting it alone, you must see the color right here. We're gonna say no filter it, the color is off. Now for the blank for the blank after target, so which is gonna be this, you're selecting that alone, no fill is gone. Now we have the target line, we're gonna be leaving this. So now we take the blank before target right here away, and I'm gonna say no fill. Now it's gone. This is exactly what I really want. So I cannot go ahead and have this removed because I don't need it again. So now I click on this alone. So make sure you're selecting it alone just like this. It's selected alone. Now go to format right here. If it is selected, you're gonna be seeing right here. So meaning it's not really selected right now. So go back and we should be seeing the color. Okay, fine. We go to the black and we select the color for it. Oh, sorry, everything is selected. Make sure when you select this particular here is not highlighted, so we gotta select something again. So this time around we go back and visit this. We should actually get to see what it is we really wanted. Now we can select this color. We are there, just like what we want. So now here we go. We are almost at the fag end of this particular chart creation of a thing. So the next we're gonna do right now is just to make sure we are having the right color we really prefer to be on this right here. So put this away and click on this, and what we're gonna be doing now is this. So now I want us to see the color we have right here. So we have this kind of blue, we have yellow, and we have this green right here. So now if we go back to our main dashboard, here we go, we're gonna have something like that exactly. So now I'm gonna double click on this, and I have it selected alone, and for the kind of blue I have right there, I think that should be this very type of blue. Now awesome, I'm gonna click on this, and I'm gonna be having this type of yellow on it. And the next thing I'm gonna be having something green, something like this will be cool for it. Exactly, this is what we have. So right here what I'm gonna be having is something different. So now I'm gonna be having white color on this right now. I'm gonna be having a white color like just this. So now here we go. If I have this selected, I'm gonna have to select this for now. I have this selected, and I'm gonna say right click on it. I'm gonna say, okay, what you gonna do for me right now? Now that I'm gonna have it selected, just bring this to the front level. So I can now select this bolt, select this as well, and I'm gonna go to the format. From format, what I'm gonna do is just to go to align, and I'm gonna say align center, and that has been done, and I'm gonna say align middle. Exactly, this is what I really wanted. So I'm gonna say group, and I have them grouped together. If you look at what I just have right here, is the kind of chart we've seen in the previous video. So now here we go, we've just gotten it right. So I'm gonna select on this, make sure I have this selected. So go right here and make sure you keep working on this. Oh, don't touch this, just leave it the way it is. So you keep adjusting this to suit where you really want it to be. So now I can actually start to make sure I increase the number from here to the kind of number I really wanted. So now I'm having something like this. So keep doing this. So if you're satisfied with this, I think I'm cool with this kind of formatting. So now I have something like this, which means this house is above the target right now. You can see the target line on a black color. So now let us go and fill this on our dashboard, and if I go right now and put this on my dashboard for the first time, it's gonna look very awesome, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna take this off, and now I'm gonna bring this and click on it, and I'm gonna have to click here and make sure I settle it down right here. Exactly, this is getting interesting. Okay, bring it up a little bit. Okay, fine. If I go ahead now and select my target, I'm gonna see what I have now is gonna be something very awesome. Can you look at this? It's really working for me. So let's select 2018. So 2018, the target should be here. I'm just around here. Now here's the target of 2018, and here are the cells. The cell is just too very low. So now the next thing we're gonna be doing now, go to insert and hit on this particular word art, and here we go. We're gonna get a percentage right here. So how do we do that? I'm gonna say equal to, and I'm gonna go to this particular cells. What I'm gonna be bringing down here is the cells, not the target this time around. So the cells is this. Here we go. For the cells, I'm gonna be bringing it down right here, and for the target, I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna get it right here and have this right here. I'm gonna have to show the target we have that actually make this particular kind of line for us. So now for the target is 70%. If I hit enter, we got it just like this. So I can now go and bump it up something nicely like this. Can you look at this? So we can copy this from here, and they can actually give this. So the formatting, you can do it as you like. So here we go. So if I have it switched, you can see what it is that we are having in 2016. Now here we go, we meet our target and beyond. This is nicely done. I love this. So the second one is going to be the most easiest part of it, just like this, but it's not as you think. So to create the next chart right now, we're still going to do the same thing. Alt and V will help us to do just the magic to bring up our pivot table for us. So now we can type the name of the pivot table, sales data, and if I hit enter, here is my pivot table. Welcome to the new pivot table. So right now, this time around, we want to create the second chart, which is going to be much more easy than what we've just done. Just stick around and watch to the end. So right now, what I'm going to be doing right now is just to locate my sales rep. All I need is just to pull down my sales rep if I've actually catch on to my sales rep. So for that, I'm going to go by sales. I have it. So that is my sales. So now we look at the sales rep, which is this particular sales rep right here, and we just have it. So what we need to be doing now is just to have this converted into what? Into a percentage. So highlight everything, just right click on it, and once you have it right clicked, so just go to what? Show value as no column, percentage of column total. So exactly this is what we have. So now we don't need this particular percentage of grand total right here. I'm gonna have to turn this off right now. So for anybody who ever come right here, I want them to understand what we are doing. So I'm gonna actually make sure I have the tabular form. So we're gonna have this particular change into a sales rep. So this is what we have. So right now I'm going to be using a VLOOKUP to look at this who the sales rep really is. Okay, I'm gonna say sales rep. Okay, sales rep. So the sales rep I have selected now is this. So now let's just put equal to and go right here and bring the sales rep we have selected here at a time, like this sales rep right here. I'm gonna say equal to because I'm gonna be actually looking this up right now. So this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna say now here I'm gonna run VLOOKUP. I'm gonna say VLOOKUP, and if I do VLOOKUP of this, so what I'm gonna be doing now is to just pull the value that is attributed to this particular sales rep right here from here. I'm gonna go to the second and exact merge. If I hit close, this is what I have. So now it's not a percentage. I can actually control 1 to format it to the percentage. So which is gonna be this. Here we go, nicely. If we look at this particular sales rep, we are having it right here. Okay, that is nice. So now this is actually on 2%. That is why you're having it this way. If you want to get to see if this is correct and verify it vividly, now it's absolutely correct. So now we've just gotten this like this. So what I'm gonna be doing is the same thing again. I'm gonna say 200% here minus this. So now what I need to do is just make sure I have this formatted into 1 decimal alone. So exactly I have it like this. So the next thing I'm gonna be doing is to create my chart from here. Wow, nicely done. So I'm gonna actually highlight everything and go to this particular right here. Okay, hit this and hit this. We have this created. So this is the only chart we're going to be creating that is different. So it's not really different. We've done this before, right? So I'm going to actually format it and come back and show you how everything looks. So now I have this already down. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is going to be from this particular we're going to come this. Let me just have this close for now. It's very easy to be bring up. Okay, now here we go. We have this particular okay, this chart point right here is what we're gonna be needing right now. I'm gonna actually highlight everything and actually insert it. That is the last thing we need to do. I told you we don't need to go and reinvent the wheel again. So I just want to show you in case you want to have this done yourself, you can actually easily do them without having to need the help of a data analyst or whatsoever. So I'm gonna click right here and make sure I have this what I'm gonna make sure I remove the border. So now this click is going to turn to what 270, just like what we've done before, 270, and now I'm going to turn this one to 60%. So it's going to be 60% right here. So if I hit enter, I have something like this nicely, huh? So now I'm going to double click on this and make sure I have that selected alone. So now it's going to be no fill right here. And for this one, what I'm going to be giving it as a fill is going to be something like this. So give it the same thing, just give it something like this, maybe cool. Good, turn it to this. Okay, this same thing I'm gonna give to it, so something like this is cool. This time around I'm gonna go right here and select what. Okay, for that I'm gonna actually have to move this and remove everything that has to do with all this right here. So just watch to the end to get it right so that you can actually do this yourself. So now here we go, and I'm gonna click here and I'll go down here and I'll choose the same color I've used for the previous one. Here we go. So this time around I'm gonna select here, and what I'm gonna do right now is just do the same thing. I'm gonna combine the chart together. You can see now how awesome this is gonna look like once we have it actually blended together. Now here we go, we have the other one on top of the other one, so it's crazy. We don't want that. I'm gonna actually Ctrl Z, and once I do that I'm gonna deselect from here, and now I'm gonna click onto this one here, right click on it, and actually make sure you're bringing it to the front before you actually bring them together. So now click and highlight both of them and go to this one here and hit on align and middle. We have it aligned middle, just like that. So we can actually go ahead and group them together. So once you've grouped them together, if you want to format something right here right now, what you need to do is just to click on this, double click on it, make sure you're selecting that alone, that is highlighted. So now we can now make an adjustment anyhow you like it. So I can actually give it a little space, something like this is cool with what I really wanted. So now we've just done something awesomely. Okay, I'm gonna cut this away from here, go to my dashboard, and I have this pasted as well. So here we go, my dashboard is almost getting ready with some awesome dashboard. So right now if I go ahead and select something from here, you can see the effect on this particular chart right here. It's moving and everything is moving cool. This is how we can create a kind of chart, and the next thing we're going to do right now is just to get the value of this particular sales rep right here. So I'm going to select this and bring this sales percentage right here. Don't worry, you can always format it the way you really want. Once you actually get hold of this dashboard, you will learn everything that has to do with this. So just download this and see how it goes. So right now this is the sales rep percentage, right? It's been selected right here, and once I hit enter, now we can see this. So we can actually go right here and make sure we use the home, and here the format painter, and give it a this, and here we go. So now to make the video very shorter, we can actually learn about this very well before we go to the next video. So click on the next card or go to the description or part right here to watch the next video right now, as I just want to make this very short and understandable. Thank you for watching. If you are still with me, I really want to appreciate you staying. Subscribe, leave a comment and share. Let me know what you feel about this.